It is a lot of money. And, I almost think that they are using this as maybe a way to like get more attention on this area. And it would be maybe great if they could bring some of those features onto smartphones, because that's really where everyone's listening to music nowadays.
So, well, that's just it. I mean, people are starting to revolt against the prospect of having, a tablet or a phablet and another smartphone, carrying too many devices, having too many chargers, too many AC cords, and that sort of thing. I mean, what is the place? I mean, what's going to be the cachet here of having yet another device to have to not only shell out the money for, but to maintain and nurture, take care of?
Yeah, I mean, these are definitely for people who are very serious and they, want to be, stand out in that sense. But I think that that's going to be a very niche kind of category. And I don't really see this as a product that's going to change all the fortunes of Sony, definitely based on all the problems they're facing. But, I mean, maybe if we haven't seen that many, say, smartphone brands who have done a really good job of saying, okay, well, we do a lot of good audio stuff. I mean, we've seen a lot of, camera stuff coming out. But then on the other hand, for phones, there might be a niche for this if they can kind of transition it over.
Melissa, it's Kari here. This high-res product, I know it's selling well in the first version, sold well in Japan, even despite the very hefty price tag, but it's just symbolic to me of what's wrong with Sony. They're resting on their laurels and trying to revive sort of past glory days rather than get with the program. I mean, the whole mobile operation at Sony is suffering. I mean, don't you think on Wednesday when they come up with their longer-term plan, it's possible that the mobile business could be under the axe?
I mean, they're definitely going to be under risk. This whole mobile area, there's no guarantees, basically. Like, even if you look at someone like Samsung, and they were like really strong, and now, they're getting under the pressure as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that, well, Sony has to keep on trying new things to see where can they find a niche to succeed. It's going to be a tough battle for them.
Yeah, but at the same time, a lot of analysts are completely enamored by this, by the CFO, Mr. Yoshida, and I think you saw it in the reaction with the third quarter numbers. I mean, what's going to happen from here on? Because this is, by next March, they're supposed to complete this restructuring phase. What do you think Cassie Rai is going to tell us on Wednesday?
Oh, well, I mean, your guess is as good as mine on that one, but I think that really you can't keep on doing just the same thing. Sony's definitely done a little bit better recently in terms of the kinds of shipments that they're doing, but at the high end, I think they're still kind of struggling a bit. I mean, Apple's really the one that's the one to beat. Even Samsung is, is kind of struggling in that area, but Sony used to have some pretty good products in that area. I think they still need to focus on, what are the few things that they can really bring up their brand on. And, lately they've been focusing a lot on like, some of the lower mid-tier things, and I don't know if that's going to help them in the long run.
Melissa, what about newfangled projects? I mean, the biggest thing right now is mobility, not just gadgets. I mean, we've got a gazillion number of gadgets out there. There's more consumer junk than we could possibly need in our lifetimes. There's definitely a device for everybody and all your needs, but everybody, there still talks about autonomous cars and that sort of thing. I mean, it's a very, very small move, but what do you think about Sony and image sensing and the idea of getting involved in automotive technology or something like that? I mean, forget the TVs and the Walkmans, and I don't know if they still make hot pots, but they really shouldn't be doing that sort of thing. The Chinese do that at 1/3 the price.
Well, they can certainly look at new areas, but I think if you're looking at a company that's really needs to get its fundamentals right, I don't know if going and trying a whole bunch of new things. I mean, even this one is a little bit out there to, put in a lot of money on for something that probably won't be, moving huge quantities of revenue for them. So I don't know. I think they can consider it, but not to lose sight of their goal.